the ayaba na we yo. Koko de no ye betire mu. Na ye wie nanso no lawyer nso e wa ha. Na or the bail de no so aba be wo no na wo ko na yes bail conditions are what you want see because and then the NDC for ye no there anything can happen. It also fear bibi our platform yiso ansa na no nsia abo. Me na say medical akọ eye Foko enchen. Foko last week na chance
I dey know say me mama amapani e be so me da say enkofu yi omu be deceive Ghanaians. Ti na me be say ye alert dada o. Because o hwe ebo ayera mama e share Ghana for na enka menya hu de onni ni hwam o. He o de start enfa for em say galamsey for so. Omo asofo no di omo asofo ko bom paye ma no. Ene o share o mobo. Say na LGBT de onye ho hwe e ba ye no
tuba fo ne
ye gina ho na emrantie mienu abegina Independence Square aba ye omo ho basa ama o wie no ma sada ama yi do ye diaspora you can friend say KOD ho aba share sa picture no it was deliberate o and now Musa be delete na ye back and forth omo call you when na dia bi no Musa ko abstaining from the voting. But also what you say, you know the bad driver for so. No, be for so driver for mama. Exchange rate about for more is so. Almost so 8% and or far D11 near day. Ebe shame. And the send them about what say. He say 20% in the airban. Almost what you disappointment. We was say free education and not why but cranny we free education now. Secure me to ya you can say admission fee no. Na akoye bibi o nti wode no tuition free there and there no stress free bibi ba ena no so koye boje se wa akọ bobosia na abetu afi no abepe bosia na de ama eno so wa ntimi anye ena abedu farmers so etina me yam sese me se ye de ye obeya na se onye but yeti ensem bi se sika ode be ma ye kra no enu 200 cedis eti ye ba ha me sa beti se ye Mahama se sika ode be ba na be very ni na ye miensa. Last week, very nina yemiensa, very good. Nam say, ebe. So what I say, now you here and come out in any politics. Mechanical crash, ye, ebi mudachi. Bruni Friday be livelihood strategy. A kwanya o first one sakowano. And when ye be di hun common any politics. Me ye beneficiary of kuku. Me we JHS no. Me tena fie one time me nye scan to school fees me na abene kubi no odi ni sisi abo paade ado kuku na me koje ne passbook ade koma ni krache na krache ne fele na me de kwaji kuku scholarship ne forms ni bi e bae na me papa me aye feel wie no to ba nche ne bode e fa akra 9 bars no odi kuku board na odi ko che HR bi no wo ho o HR office wo eno ono no lead no de ne call say ni nua be ma no so no anim ni ba bia na mba nche ne body enti o de ne call office wo no mo stamp so say ye ma me scholarship ena metimi nya sika ede e call hwidiem senior high school timi ko school January obi akọ September ne ade me ko January second term na me call hwidiem etimi a product of a beneficiary of cocoa ho asem so what you say me hwe me na abere kobi and then na so ni sisi nyina achia because we kunu do koko so what you say and so be atenkran je ho percentage a me na wontimi kura nkoma na adwe kura nye stable ezu onyini bia am say fe no okobe 80 baby 85 mu ho baby was nkasa abre no ko tene breso no wontimi anye ye wakuafo bebira koko ama cent kura aba omo ho omuntimi ntop afi wo because koko aduma no ne ya me ne maami edo koko ewo kwapon ye friend de krum wo no eye almost consider be mienu from kwapon kronim koko no obedo obedi kan akọ bunua ye friend wura so ati ase na wahye uwi a wabo atodwe na se koko ni be bra ma wa start at first one dia akọ kari no na sa consider mienu na ye kwapon no de krum no no watwa ne be 100 times. It didn't 190 over 200 kilometers. But that's what in common I say. And ya the keto because ya hono na weekend be ani ekwa afum. It is what the weekend be 52 no. The weekend be ultra a yikra mienu e say. So what you say? And san be di be enfie be enwotwe ansenso na say na koko kra de aye yi kakra. Pacho so what you say? E asem be na aba. Asem ni nyina ye simple say. Ye wa ha. Ena yura mama. Beka kire say ya NPP anya de. 2 euro to forcing. Euro kupu beka say NPP anya de. Ema koko akuafo a omodi omo han ye o sprinter o. On the sprinter ni bi wo ho a. Otimu a ohu fom o. Won say cars ni bi no. Sprinter na otimu a ohu fom no. Etwi nipa freak sankore. Se hwibo di. Se hwidanta no bo ako. E do mo badade so aba. Akwa na nya kwa ketu o. From sankore nko aba we na e ko almost 100 kilometers. E do mo betena ho be kan say NDC ba. Ombeboa wo
meba cho we de wadawruma mo a mo pe mo pe Facebook page no Facebook no makancha say Instagram kakraba si say open so ko Facebook ye want me TV live and also ko YouTube ye want me TV live bibia etwagu ntimo ampesa ko Facebook no e want me TV live and as YouTube so you want me TV live patch
na asema aba ne say ye Mahama ba ye no na okofa sports journalist tell me kukubo see you me yem hye me pa. That was the first move. Now me say eh see e beti koko beans no ne dia abobo ana because me hunu obi a ntimi nka nkyerem se randi abi e wo kokofu obi a ntimi nka nkyerem se wado koko da pato so ate ase ye wie ne esa koyi koko board ni free agric ministry ene esa de ba fa na mente ase sa enkyeremu we ya okasa obi a kambrofo ne ba na mabehu the grand scheme ntia omoye sa de wi asem ni nyina ye se ye rato force mfa ne nim dia wa ayi KNUS obebo finance mu doctorate no offense akuafo owia yewra randiabe emfa ni media ne onim wo mo no enkyerechera asem ni mu asem na ano no hwe yewra to force eyi no release ye no wo say cocoa price no per ton e wo adwamans no 7200 obwa enya no kreda oi boy is a abo world price of cocoa se wo fon so but world price of cocoa se e wo fon so ayi betimi ama obi Wall Street Journal betimi ama obi na trading economics enso betimi ama obi trading economics no kwa ebe ma wo ye kan say ebe ma wo partner since last year nyina de dey wo ho and this is how it's going to look like hwe enie my main financial camera no enie what cocoa private about trading economics cra ebeba bo o click trading economics ebeba and as it stands today 8237 and as a CA what me check no the 1 minute ago nyina to what you say ba ukwo Wall Street Journal na obeka to say ne de 8200 name your project say e be a March next year e bet ma 7600 it is 7200 no go fa wo hen pato so atin komo na say enya no kre just say or fa figure bi a obewa ki bibi obeji sika ni bi afri akuafo keke enya no kre da enne awie me ba ha yi about 3 minority caucus enso so a press conference here that you afenyoma king ne Facebook page omusu ko to 8200 ya make ya etianya no kra the first point you to force ya wie kwa for $1000 wo wie wo mo $1000 uya ene ko Bank of Ghana omu page e wo either Twitter or Facebook omu say exchange rate there say 10.49 almost 10.5 and when na 10.5 10.49 adentina yewra to forcing ebe use exchange rate e dey abe 7200 no was I go for 10.25
na dollar go price 7555
so what I say and then was I be use 10.25 So I think common as enti Bank of Ghana now on the year Juma now on the Sawasino. I report to say now dollar interbank no 10.49 almost 10.5. And so the release now you know. So I say the release now no you know. Or no say or you sue an exchange rate of 10.25. So 10.2 there that's no 2.5 no they kwahin. But that's what I think common as ayi no cocoa well price no calculating your thing. And no one say offer world market price now yeah dey say 8,232 no offer so what you say now what divided by 16 because I need per ton no divided by 16 na obenya bag the bag so what you say we divided by 16 na obenya 514 point I think say 5 or something and now that is bag ni nyina ko ton we dwama so dollar no obenya 514 you nyan convert Jambutre. We are say Obama 70%. 514 no 514 no. Now they multiply 0.7. So what they say? The abeba no now ka we dey multiply 10.5 no. Ubenya 3,781. So what they say? And me no work say sana Cote d'Ivoire for etua omukoko farmers. It's hovering around 3,600 and around 6,000 something like that.
But then only use exchange rate of 10.25.
And now, Bank of Ghana,
produce about 10.55.
Yes, and then our Bank of Ghana now 10.5. So another 10.49. Now by 10.25. And then our world market price no, hovering around 8,200. Now Baba you shoot 7,200. What the release nim? What the release nim wa? Uba who say I think that point simple no
the release meaning maybe the increase in the producer price represents meaning 70% of the gross free on board value and maybe value of $7,200.
Yes.
And also now the quotation in dollars.
And I make us say
Ghana $80.
And as it stands now, per no calculation no yeah you 3,228 no. And the current idea also we use at least we 3,781 no. We are for 553 Ghana cedis. Bag back bia.
Actually, I show on the campaign or year last year, and then Sabo Kaiti. Nana Kwame, what a Bruno Suana,
Assembly, I know I heard a mebano. NDC are buying. Will go down as the West government. Our baby tia cocoa for any good for. I thought for us in finance ministry now, Wabahono, a chrono of Ghanaians. I'm telling you. Share you're rather to move me and Abia, and just say, or your quadro for them going to my rate, no. And call for my uncle be as a Vinci this crowd. Said your muya idea, now you doable. Say, oh, Pesica cry, ye, I'll send ya come out or business partners our China ne maybe a US yes be DQ na chinchina yes exchange rate ni say ne ne dia enka obi abetimi adi sa ade we bi
but for ko dia wo kano even say we be ko anim no and that may struggle say be tie Dr. Randy Abbey because the okabi ad be dwene ho be but on any defense they say sad time na NPP for the yes so said was ro sa ne ho kro de ba no na dollar ni 16 cedis edwom na ba dollar no aba from enti na ma omo use sa de ba na enti antisa
dollar na aba from it was artificially created to cheat the cocoa farmers and the gold people gold dealers it was artificially created and IMF have said it. Why would anybody go and take $1.4 billion of gold reserve money? IMF can last week as the last 2 weeks. No, the Baba suppress it, the exchange forex market to make sure say because dollar rate economist Dr. Hadrat money Dr. Boabema the ufak mo or take dollar rate has your on traditional way of measuring it. 1 liter of fuel biano Ghana is always equal to the dollar. A liter of fuel, and as it stands now, the liter is around 12.88.
Most 13.
12 I say. And only about you no. Some weapon the echo. But that's what I say. And only about you and some weapon echo. Why would you searching tina me pesa de ni free 14 na era the tomu ba mi eja no now on family 10.25
ohene ba na next year do ada isisu ono so oyekua na oyekoko fa
na da fone randi abi yen kan ase wa soma go me han na yen kan ase ade na bufu say you ayi Dr. Atufosen what me the 1.4 billion secure gold reserve the tomu ba mi anya to ho no aba suppress exchange rate no ama say gold sika na gofo nya no omunya and na bia beka kokofo who in his right sense say no economy na mi wo mu no unia over 60% of the population are farmers omu kwa omu fa so nya sika no so ati ase so omu do omu ne ma be kwa adwaman so pato so ati ase omu kwa adwaman so a dollar no omu de be ba no so convert ya kakro mu benya na ye omu so mfa so ati ase you allow the market to fluctuate and my no and responding ho I'm responding to that demand and supply no enya adwen wanya tia cocoa for any gold for why will you suppress ade na say mrafo because yen nyina yanim say the exchange rate na on artificial eniema miensa no why tia cocoa for say wa force my exchange rate na ba form obi e the world market price no ateso by $1,000 so what you say obi e even exchange rate on one Bank of Ghana crowd ya man no once you su ano what's up by you 10.25 minimum be go fast 10.25 ni free
na me kwa me worry ni endra quotation or yen dollars no me nim so person obri akuafo ani so tina endra the quotation you in dollars
if you can't convince them confuse them
yes
and that is the and you say Randiabi is not at the cocoa board to make any change for any of the farmers. He's there to make sure so by explaining the economic theory now you are to forcing Ministry of Finance no to the cocoa farmers. That is all. Because I can say cocoa farmers agriculture minister is not part of the board of the cocoa board. That is what I say. Or no finance minister no and Ababe chairman of the price review committee. Which a big see that. But that's what I say. It is a say Ghana mesre a cocoa akuafo si etenasi din a eyeni ayasem
na say 128 cedis
very good ayasisi akuafo e wo say nya tete akuafo ni biem o we akuafo e hye siuto edina na meba me hye me siuto baaye no akuafo ya adwuma mo bew akuafo yenim de and I will call on all farmers in Ghana say all the regions they say yen think the sukoko ntre sa cocoa house na wo ni nyina na yemfa kesepa so enko finance ministry ho yemfa mi ko Randiabi ho ni yemfa mi ko president Grefeni say
President Mahama
yemfa mi so nko
breach of contract oh
so because that to me I need to move that said there one price ne tie na exchange rate ko be use ya no was I use 11 na say no was force because unim say and na me ne pani bi ono kwa na interview da miracle aboaje Facebook sesi a ono so western north ko se cocoa price no edu agesta e ba form edu October na piki because abre no obia chocolate or no or clear stock oh be ye omo be ye ni nyina no mo de clear stock no up to December on say December no and go for the chocolate pa enti and get do October no mo pe new cocoa ready to meet the next year what production enti ada na wo pre wo sa abre what is here be cocoa kra ayida ana Randiabi should come and tell us say oba be ye president Kufuor de ni bia within 1 year or 2 3 times ni bia na say the moment the price ne be ko suru bia no be sa baba ka ba betum ana empede you know dem man o se won timi nya sa de na exchange na de ayekese ani u de yemu se say first no na one bag no eto cement say almost 47 they say no 35 mpo
nje be se me hu free senior o say says ya one bag ya 3,228 per per bag of 64 kilograms.
Yes.
a brother na Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo for now 1 bag na yes.
3,100, yeah.
That means that or the 100 Ghana cedis.
128.
When I issue no.
So why should you do this? And I didn't swear increase.
But now do the FF free is 1,000. 495. Yeah, is it 75 or yeah?
500 in Poland.
No, the call.
So I said 200. What's 2,000?
Yeah, na wrap up.
2,000. You are President Ibayano. Now at the end 240. I think it's 240,000. No 1 million. So what I say? You are Kofo and a befa call 1 million. So what I say? And now most befa no 1 million 2009 and one they call 475. And you represent Akufo-Addo only 26 million Maku see a poly 26. About also on final average on average every year near President Akufo-Addo more than 300 plus almost 4 million and then took home on final average. So what I say even time and I covered crowd one near my dinner and free buy and I wonder you are after 2022 now the new economic so I say Shanima Akufo-Addo or the 54 you want and about 800 or if you 800 by 1,003 or if you 1,003 about 20,000 2,000 and if you 2,000 about 3,100.
Okay, let us say.
And so Albert Ghana, Mr. Alberto Reggie Biamumianka Humom. Yet to me, I say Mahama, and for Adina Grossa, yet to me, I say at 2 4 senior and the other on your football with him. What's your form of Siki Canada? Mr. Canada, I will make Tanos. Men and Abra 2 years, they say no, a Kiafua, Abram Mama and Nakrano, Omutimi Fra, call a miracle Facebook this year. Papa,
would to be TV so would to be radio 101.3 Akasefidie so Albert Foucault and what say the no but for last week in all Bokoko, she say the Abba and Abba very so about 2 year pa Edia Makuafo ye kodi say Yankosha 128 cities and ye atoso Ediama Equiafo. Na mesha na kwa me bacho Kesial at force the video na ready and ka what the troso emam near shed dwa and the summer last year Obeka China Ghana for ahead of a year campaign na yentie obonsebdi be to refresh our memories na uhus and konfo omon kanokre ba kokra. But a very good evening to you Vivian Baden and I say Mrs. Vivian Techi uni uku Mr. Anthony Techi baby biara mushebiano yechiamo and then you bring in fact more Cape Coast team Vivian and then uku Mr. Anthony Techi former is a municipal director of education Upper Denchira East. Know you're doing the listing. A very good evening to you in Cape Coast. Now, even as I await a video no from Nana Kwame, a year KCL at 2 forcing or no ena or ka equia and as a cocoa who answer a 2 foot Eddie Gugana for Edino lawyer Evans or Saibons ewa hasadi mekacha lawyer we person be kwa duma
short pen and meka because me na chire ni nyinam but dem person me hu say obi or western north and our western region and our Ashanti region and our eastern what tie ene no ono sa to force calculation no be ene dollar calculation ni na on tie ase die woni mu a say emire bi dui e ma ato force yes e ka kire ne say 1 bag of cocoa omu win a omo de be ko 6,000 omo de be ko 60 million yan kana mero afo ne tete o sika ne 60 million ene die cocoa yan kotum a ya de 128 Ghana cedis pen akotum enti wo ye kuani na wutie mi a kuani onam ahasuom na wowo otietie awowo so na no panya nkyere nya nkyere ne ade otietie omo so na omo ka no and NDC aban auto abama no na 128 no that na Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo any his excellency the former president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia samre na koko no omo beto na ye to bag no 4 million and 750 let's say new 500 Ghana cedis cry new 5 bomu kukuru gold koko na de koya umbe free so na say o matimi de 31 that's a million ko aduasa ba ko and dey wuja for buy 100 Ghana cedis ene 28 eda so no de aba betumu ntu ye kuani wo Western North wo Eastern region wo Ashanti regions no kra me refifi ni di ba bia wo bia odi akoko akoto ma professor bia no ene wo de 128 ene de atumu endi se officer ya ma wo de a ene na wa fa ne sa
3200
Oche panka 9700 no sene se du twa kuani in fact guni ba no me kan say aban na nya de kra nko fa 3007 no fa 6000 emakuani no na mo tinka oche panka 9700 no sene se du twa kuani in fact guni ba no me kan say aban na nya de kra nko fa 3007 no fa 6000 emakuani no per bag because etinka koko kuani no ne bag na aban koto no bag anto bag ba ko no 60 million yes dit abona abrochi because you need ha mo be o unim ono bo wi ya no me ba me chance ya nya na kokoro ya dia na se kuafo dia
abana agba na mbom da mabani zi ni tirimi ye zendodo da mabani ondwene kuafo mu ho da me pa da me ka kira mu inde president Mahama se men kan kira mu de oyenya me na duma NDC baba bem na ye ba bem akoko no ye botum papa bi ma akoma atomu yem na enye de ye tum keke fertilizer and ye baba bio ye ba ma mu free koko akwan ye botwa ne free spray ye ba ma mu free.
So Speaker, today the prevailing price at the world market and the exchange rate means that Cocoa Board will be selling one bag of cocoa at 9,700 Ghana cedis at the international market. Right, Honorable Speaker, the cocoa farmer cannot be paid less than 6,000 Ghana cedis.
Cannot be paid less than 6,000 Ghana cedis. And then Momo say. Entro. Lawyer.
Mama some etia. Edi dem pesa me kan say uye kuani a na ohwe de nana adodanko akufo ado ne his excellency the former president Baumia vice president edi2 emuna omo pagya akoko ni sa free 400 Ghana cedis ne akiri edi ba bedru 31 million na cha 32 scan na meka o 31 million keke de tie ma meka 31 million no ye nananom no omo tie o. So Western North or Ashanti region and another 31 million. And the NDC aban akoto abama no. Koko no the other beka ho an say ode 100 Ghana cedis say 1 million pe. And 28 cedis ka ho no ode abeto koko no. Eti wo behunu ntro ene adada omudi chinchim aban nsa. E de aban an no te so dada no e de beje o man no. De me de besi ano no enti say yema wo de a ene 2028 yes akoto aba no. And this office say 1 million ya omode atumu e 100 Ghana cedis e ma wo de a wo Western North now was a ribodi now was a asanwene so o was a hwiyo so now was a babia ni area enyina bepema Ashanti region Eastern region na sa wo bekọ akoto aba ebiem asa de ama wo mo de a ene e wa wojejireje de me wokan ho ha no
Mate lawyer Evans Osei Bonsu ene na wote ye na yebehwe cocoa prices no ede no de bi de omo aya no omo aye de omo de aba no omo de aba na Randiabe so de obo you be hearing much more of Randiabe and the tracker na make no wa shada ko fem PP matters bi and they were so corrupt na hwan our person or MPP ko ho that is yes we aba na defend na ye ja eye cocoa prices na omo amfa de so de make afo it na fe ye ja ni try onya smart strategy no omo onya smart to make MPP for say evidence say the minority no so aye we will not be swayed into that corner. Cocoa prices the SMS here for 6,000
I'm promising.
Yes, they will not be paid less than 6,000.
I don't guess we are demonstrating because one woman force the exchange rate and no crab 2 years. 2 Sikano or Tonko Kono or Jama so no or 8,000 plus what bet 7,000 ubinya. We are an exchange rate on one bank of Ghana Cradia Manono. Was that base wrong exchange rate? So the baby and this know the above and 2 to the Bonania. and somebody where yeah what you know exchange rate na what say was suppress no obi the world market price na no so was suppress world market price no so was at $2,000 cry free so obi no once I make the enya and once answer samaya na just how to say all these 3 levels you know wabu akuafo all these 3 levels the exchange rate no the 1.4 billion so press here world market price of cocoa wabu akuafo obi exchange rate ni so answer samra na was abu akuafo
enti mo hwe Eric Opoko no na current lawyer Greek minister or the Captain Smart interview no obisa the direct question utumu say yes kwaje atum na me dibdi obeka ato force odo so edwa nanum na ye sigara fo and then mahu smoothness level ne ye be kosoa akuafo so edu ba bia ya na nyem nyina no but ke edu ba bia ke se emfa yem ke di say ye high hokura because ye kasa confo we omo ye bi pay obi a wa ba ba mu pay ababe sade we won san kwa akoto aba edi aba they different na obey kofu kroya no de ebu o mine enti ye behwe de ye be say lawyer ye be koya ni mo
yeah
yenkoya dibna ye nhwe do na ebia be bana ye toaso a Albert Foucault so ewa ha na ya hwe ye transport first na multi choice so e no because he said time is running out yes Sam George so say no there ekwan bia so no Electronic Communications Act no is it section 2013 or so obetwema so because owotumi no it's the na na but lawyer ye di kan na ye nhwe bail matters no answer ye fa moments nhwe bail there no na ye nra the other
Bronika bail na anything or say a temporary release of an accused person awaiting trial secured by financial or property guaranteed that they will appear in court as required. And to be a temporary release, Udi Kaja Nipan temporary, Yankwa Savano Sona, Wamano, say Omre Fianza, name Wamani DBB SCA was a trese or qua or beba. Sana bail as a tre. Na temporary release, Beno, the most important a year or quarter. Ubia police for Timima bail. Omo, your friend police inquiry bail. Na, court on so Timima bail. Na bail no police ni bia no chi nipa anase wo ye institution bia na wo chi nipa wo 48 hours pe and this 48 hours na eso epe that's a 2 days necessary nipa no wan fana nkokoto a necessary nipa no what it in against the fundamental human right in the basa obeko fundamental human right court obetimi asiu police for no through attorney general wasiu aban because police service na ya aban ene hyenensa obetimi asiu sa Ghana ban any police for nyina enti de ete ne se wuchi obi a eni kwan se oyere ne dendende na nti wo man police inquiry bail na se wo institution na wo man bail a e wo se wo man condition na otimi meet condition ne de ba na condition no we read the case of Martin Pebu number 2 versus Attorney General number 2 2015-2016 one Supreme Court Ghana law report at page 171 court na kan ho Martin Pebu number 2 versus Attorney General number 2 2015-2016 one Supreme Court Ghana law report at page 171 waka bail ho asem or say all offenses are bailable subject to the discretion of my lord na wote ho no offense bia e bailable a obetimi ama obi a bail na nipa na ote ho no a wo ye judge no and discretion say opa obetimi ama o bail ana say opa oma o bail then no eye court ho ana e dey say to me na ma no so obetimi decline o bail enye institution bi to say Euroko enye special prosecutor na dey ama no say me decline obi bail na just say court but omako Martin Pebu number 2 versus Attorney General number 2 no ono asan ka say bail condition bi ade be manipa bia eni kwan say ye harsh and excessive eni kwan say ye harsh and excessive eni kwan say okofa conditioner eni penintimi meet say kofa Jesus Christ say bio ebra ansa na mama bail knowing very well say eni pano say o ma no sa conditioner ontimi meet na cha say obe keep no na wo keep no 48 hours no ye institution na woni ese wo keep no na wasa wode ne court na court be emana remand na court remand no eti why institution na wo keep no 48 hours no eti amra na ye wo case bi a friend no Okoy versus the Republic Okoy versus the OKOE versus the Republic 1976 one Ghana law report so and also at page 80 unim asema court no kan court ne say the most dominant or weak a year was say ugina so the most dominant factor for a court and an institution to consider when granting bail is the reappearance of the accused person. The most dominant factor for a court to consider when granting bail to an accused person or suspect biano is the reappearance of the accused person at the next return date. Nature said, Adye was a ugina so pa de a man nipa ne bail say okwa obeba. Say nipa no okwa obeba. And this okono obeba dia e was say witimi man bail na bra condition no kra no nya den. Ebi ne wo keke. Said ya wotie wiase nyina nim keke udwane ko ba bi obi anim say keke dia open wo wontumi ayi so a ubenya no. Ebi ne chama wontumi. Ebi ne Paul Adom e fan say Adom Ochre. Ebi ne lawyer Martin Pebu no. Ebi ne lawyer Godfred Odame. Wo hwe say nipa we no mu bia. Ebi ne His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Ebi ne chese Vice President Owoso. Wo hwe say ankrofo ni bia omuntime akiri kwan ntime nyara. In the such a person, the most dominant factor, okay, section 96 5A of Act 30 procedure na idea ina. I can say the most dominant factor for a court and an institution to consider and say the reappearance of the accused person at the next return date. Enti obetwa mu say okwa obeba na okono obeba e de be na betimi de ama no uhwe be condition na also hu say whether or not say enipa no wa there or men of substance a betimi stand as surety ama no. For instance keke simanya asem na makofa mikuro mu hene na asenso kofo ese omra me sign be bond mame a asenso kofo stool no nya akonwa ketwa. Enti so we nana ay be sign bail di amame a edi enti na wuntimi ma nana nsan na menko. Enti men of substance na ye kan enye men of straw eye men of what substance enipa awutumi sani mu omumu oduru. Enti nana asenso kofo be sign ya adwuma kasika stool e be sign akonwa bail mame a edi enti na wo say otwentwan asese onsan ma because the stool itself na ankasa na oteso wo hu e wo say umu senipa no onye flight risks. Enipa na nya flight race na ese onye obi a uja na obi dwane akọ edi keke wa hai so o mani bail wo chi na mani bail a kwan ben so no be fa so adwane because there be a oti wuntumi studio ha enti say oye married person na or fixed place of abode enipa no wo ba bi a wote a obi anim se aha na keke te na wo ba ha no ma wo be hunu se ne house number ye e bi a K24 Ashtown e hona keke tie na ohwe keke die e wo ntumi studio a wote Ashtown into our fixed place of abode sa grounds we nyina waware ana wo ma etu sa lawyer fo gina ho ne ye bail na utim sa grounds we nyina ne ye de gu ho ne ameki sure say yasan rely on Martin Pebu number 2 versus Attorney General number 2 Okoi versus the Republic actually say nipa no okwa obeba na de ye hunu o man mu say ye chewa say your punishment be near person de mawo. Already Martin Pebu number 2 versus Attorney General number 2 now say bail shouldn't be used as what punishment. And now bail condition shouldn't be harsh and excessive because say harsh and excessive or say it amount to what a refusal. Not just say a refusal and why then what refusal ni panesa o money bail no. A two person refuse na no intimate condition inti o se kofa is legal plot bla. Na president kro mo be di so mu dodo say na we is legal plot. Ebi kra president Liman memfa nya bi oto tamale plot na so na oni bi wo is legal. This ebi omo baba na nsan ni ade na omo wo is legal land. Na obeka chem se men kofa is legal land mra nsan na ama me bail. Na lawyer memeti amini is legal land. Ebi a me wona na senso kofo kromu asase na emom is legal de minya. Na aka chem se wo hwe is legal plot. Ana amen kofa plot no nso amede ba no ese is legal plot na wo me amidi ni mu ansa. Na just say mischief a bad faith. What should that now person who fast to say who say ebi asame kra me wa japade bi a na just say nko baba be dey imagine tina o say me ya me dini mra so because say makofa His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Baumia so mra me ma me baila na so aba be gina obi anim say onya president bi mo be say di e di say nipa no odwane akwahene say nipa no kra obampo e so hwe ne Ghana card na o ma me bail what you say eno na court na aka saa we nyina wo ye a lawyer for ka say ratio descendendi principle na yes stating wo law no mu na ehia pa the principle established by the court and then you kind of ratio descendendi. That means that eno court no rely on edibu asem no. It ratio na establish wa Martin Pebu, ratio na establish wa Okoye versus the Republic no. Ni nyina said the most dominant factor ni say enipa no ko beba. Asana kire say bail shouldn't be used as punishment. Bail shouldn't be what excessive. Bail condition shouldn't be what excessive and what harsh. And this say excessive and harsh, it amounts to what a refuser and a refuser. It is a basa we refuse ni pano. Ne di enti na say ya say kofa bosuma ye fe no ofiri ebra bi fan san ma be.
But well, surprisingly, me tell lawyer for be almost a defend landed property in his name. No, say it is allowed. Na a be or no any baby or no air concern your can be no person because your man form no failure. Yes, it me lawyer for be almost justify say it is allowed.
Okay, my men show. The lawyers now almost justify. I disagree in total with them. It is allowed, but any panisi minibia idea now be can my man point no. In any case, you can say landed property. What does it mean? Landed property could be what a land itself, a bit my land in Nkwa, or it could also mean a land with a building thereon. So landed property could be a land alone, or it could be a land with a building thereon. That means that a bit means why a land a japadie day is so a dance with a building thereon. It means a landed property. So when we say landed property, it means a whole lot. Are you looking for land itself alone, or you are looking for a land with a building thereon? Now, in any case, what's mean for landed property? The land belongs to me. So I need the consent of my wife before. In other words, say kobase mi dwane ube sisi say japade no sisi say japade no say obeton sa surety no guarantee na ade na me de aba na obeton now the ade na ko defray sa cost na ma ban e de atua be na because be no wa ma say no obi nya asem ne de be to no so na ye asem no nipa ne de woka ne ekoye bail mana ne se nipa de dwane sa be sika de mfama wo bail sika ne mfama wo e kwa aban ho e kwa Ghana government ho eti usika na eka na wodi ni nyina wa boka agu kwa eti mi fa ne se si aye bail ne de amaw na bail no wakofa makofa majapade na me de aba me yere so ka me ho ne nya ajapade no me kai Rollins ko court ne ebo ni din Jerry John Rollins ya bo na ebo na yere din na ko na du ajma Rollins na Rollins aje so o se one na yere nyina o mo ye one I and my wife are one me ne me yere ye one what I say enti property na wa akwa no mo acquire no be na marital property because you acquire it during the subsistence of the marriage. Enti bia oni okunu ana wona wo yere dia. Eni se meme ko fa sa de ne de ba be ye be condition. Na meme de ba. Ne se ba sa okwa akoton sa de ne de atua ban kana ma adwane na okoton a me yere betima file interpleader action. Interpleader action abase sa ejapade no enya ni kunu no nko ade ono no ka ho bi na o me yentu ntimi nton sa ejapade no mane nyeye. And when it happens like that interpleader action no it say a claim on itself oba no be mount to witness but it say plaintiff bi akosi wo so a claim on itself no so court no be di ni nyina pepepe ma file witness statement bi bia abina the ampase prove say the property was acquired during the subsistence of the marriage there ebasa enya their property na ban betimi aton oba na agifie no e dey say anase kosi u Canada Japan war you know ya can say e kosi u no amanone na say ampa Canada kokodi for na say anase ba beton Japan na yede be ba file interpleader into file interpleader action na ebasa wa capture de no oba no untimi nton mane nyeye. Because I was saying wow property. So what is the essence of me family property in my name and fanco? Bail is a temporary release. And the conditions I will say whether or not the person will reappear to stand trial. And your first condition. That is the principle, the ratio descendendi, which was stated in the case of what? In the case of Okoye versus the Republic, in the case of Martin Pebu number 2 versus Attorney General number 2. The reappearance of the accused person. So the only thing you need is grounds at the end of whether or not the person is not a flight risk. Any pan on your flight risk, because obi wa man bail out say nkunuma no adwane ko mo makoda mu pen ade no uja na obekọ that person is a flight risk na you obi to say Paul Admoch watchere you obi to say cake awate ha you obi to say me amete ha you obi to say obi anim say me wona na obi bo here na so sweet you obi to say bia me nua obi anim say MPP o kasa ma no ana obi gana eti osan wo men of substance obi gina ho ama no men of substance ni bi ne there His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enipa na ko person mo koma Paul Admoch bail omo ye bebre enipa ko se no mo koma etama wuntumi bail no mo ye bebre be tiru se titiri omo aman mu eti sankrofo ni nyina ba edi enti na aka se ade poti wen just o kwache sasa bonsamba ansa na mama bail the institution we need to strengthen our institutions any one say strengthen personalities and some political vendetta no we need to move away from that political vendetta. And there was here, yeah, dear Bia, ye detected or mine, and now dear Bia, way back, way dear Muyena, Tawani free Monsa, can we say elephant will never forget? They also do same.
Okay, but lawyer, in conclusion, the bench last one been after ye move on. Time or yes, and ye man, I say Judge Fonso eco vacation. Say be more eco vacation. Na time or the chain no say court after 48 hours, right? I know what happens at the court. Judge for court vacation.
Judge court vacation now. Your vacation judge war. You see, a judge is court vacation. High court. Your upper court Justice Razak or Tanasi war. High court for judge or Tanasi. You be judges Libya. Omo your vacation judges on better na ho. Omo ne be dia sem into you. Ubetima ko file at the crow of vacation judge. No, I have a bail. You refuse me. One of the circuit court. Me person mentioned. Well, refuse me. But me who say a prosecution no idea or try. You see, continuous pre-trial detention without any justification is also a ground for bail. So ugusu the accused person be said them say me investigation attorney general farmer na futu mai enti me ngusu mfa nipa ne shema a condition obi betimi dia pre-bail. There was a murder case amakwaji bail wa high court amano. What you say? So continue nipa na dem be almost 2 years. Yenti na no ase musa hwe a futu mfi attorney general ho mai. I was a woman bail. What I say because presumption of innocent until proven otherwise. By virtue of Article 19(2)(c) of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So what you accused person now, it is presumed that accused person here innocent until proven otherwise. So what about say what you need to more na ye be di asem na wie no di be man. Wahu, eti your vacation judge wo ha ono betena se di asem. Eti adenti na se judge so call holiday who in call vacation judge no na mfa no call within 48 hours no. And I'm some institution na se Ghana ko bi asiu institution bi ananka wedi for nanka institution ni tua sika 10 billion 1 cedis di ama dollars ni niam di ama nipa bi a anko mbeja di omoye no what you say okay na no tua na sa aban so ntua akwacheche aban ka se udru Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Interior baby a wo hwe baby a wo cheka de bi ebe forestry ene ade anafi wa attach properties ni nyina nanka afi wo ton na wo de tewoka. What you say, some men come and less we say court na decide. That's way there. Ya judge ada say be sack you. Aka say okra judge no akwa judgment to eti ade cha ya pamon. Sa na yehu no we institution. Enti be nya punishment. Eni kwa say be ye de ye punishment say ye punish ni panani amafia no. In case so they say dem na wa solve problem na. So let's think about human dignity and the personal liberty of an individual. That was also stated in the case of Juan versus the Republic 2012. Okay. Juan versus the Republic. Also say Oshe on Justice Doche concur with Justice Adinira. And Debra Okan was say there be a border on the person's personal liberty and dignity. Let's say obitieti aswa. If nipa never any court to be anymore, that court shouldn't delay at all. Also, we think about the personal liberty and the dignity of that individual.
GRTCC, essay and post spare parts buayete. One CDI to toso, and then vehicle maintenance and also encomo ewo. Enti minti o baby abepese with the ebirado.
Tifo. Baby ya half way wa mnyini say DSTV na ehwe. Ya unya tima wuntumi say demu ani. Tifo yese esro ade ya achichide ohi. Ye incident to be.
Na samrante wa no de ya no ball teach you.
Oh, and then no ball
teach you no mudi show. na ma no de enje ma mo be ba ball titu pa and am DSTV ababe DSTV.
You see, I would say so you say fees and charges. So that I say, and the cost build up near the me, I'm not on either side. I'm telling you. A baby umpire say, "Ombit me at so that Nigerians no, let me aboa." But approach BIB minister no air fan. I don't think it's the right approach. So that I say, I'm going to transport for no so no. Zera President Kufuor by Ghana crowd. I say last 3 days, right? So Kolumba
spotted a Lumba residence.
Now here a driver for now. I was say be a do no pa era President Kufuor acho. The American Assembly ni say era President Kufuor etimi yi to ano ye ju omo 1 cedi utwam ba ko bia 1 cedi free ho. E de levia politicians ni tua kese, and I keep maintaining that point. So bia no kuma no ma no tua 11 chain politicians. Ko politicians a unya kwatran nkran a ayi obi pe o constituency bia no o de mumu ne be dey ebeko. So they were part of it. Yanya kewnet aban a wabetena so a ono ayi ne ho afirim. So what you say? Efu ontua bio. Yura Mahama had that the caveat to be a banner, full allocation, metros, what is 50% to. Can Yura Mahama swear on any oracle? And as I once when you must say, go see you, or quite more 124. And I told see you on 124. And I'm the chief of staff name, the ministers, the education ministers name, all these regional ministers or more a TikTok minister or TSU or more on one at the bottoms got 24. Can't cry any dia. Can't no more use no. I bind ya. So what I see. You know, must slamby wait. And then I meet VIP AEB. Also, I'm over 200 liters. It is one more buy a day, no meet over 600. 600 Ghana cedi D levy. Enya de ketwa. And I think say omu beso ombe ha ban no. Ye ne ye timamufuo no omu beso omu pusi ade ne baye so. Na be ya anka. Civil society ni bin lead demonstration na ke enti so kokko kakra nchira ban no. Na ontimi ni sa dealer because utie maybe me na metie asempa na metie I think the spokesperson for sa omo ingraded there transport there cancel na metie papa no oni obi kasa ni nyina o say the main reason tia omo yes ade we ye dealer bi na ban dey atoso no that is the main driver in tia omo 20% here dey to so what I say because I no o share in real terms na almost 10% na dia ba to fuel so and omo dey other spare parts so ba be shim so what I say enti ye besere komu ye hu bibia ba omo ye no munya hu bibi dia ye passengers ne so no trotro diaries amu Facebook ni ade nyina ye ntie atua na en kase because dia ba we ye no minim se kase ye tena wo budi se ya ye ba wie no dia be tue okrom hanom no eni osika wo so di to aduane di kra so di to petrol na me say kom koko sem so no
ya be koko sem no dey I can me ba me move what dey see there ba me move because either transport or multi choice na
well say me enu nyina maka
enti ba me move on e bia hweda yenko ada matter so lawyer yo minti we
so share electronic transaction act na ora Sam George e fa ba bi menene ye adwene bebre you see regardless of the bia Sam George aye na bibia tesa asa o condemn no DSTV ne board nkwala nyom behwe mpanifo nyom behwe e board ni pentimi ntua oka electronic transaction I think section 20 section 3 section 2 honom ba bia ni nyina aseme bia a kirewa bonse you know NCA no authority no ebetime determine ebo a wose we dey wodeje so but keke o honom ani apagya boade e chi na ekọ go TV ho ahwan na ekọ saa na ebo no kọ enipa nya den no ayabra wo kwa manone countries bi a ubehu ne se wo pekora wo nya ne free ye de nyamia ya domoje ye sika ye nya bi check nipa ne minimum wage a ne nsaka on daily basis now they ahwe ehho a charge nti wo pa che se wo se ska phone kwa na hwe DSTV ana It will run some George baby or namno. Menen I do support him vehemently. I say I was so intimate or charges in a show. Omante so the America be also did you more. Keke, the person may come for one because I know to me book kind electronic transactions Act 756 ni 7 amended 755 now 208 and Act 756 amended 1 as I know 209. It's clear ushemwa sa charges ni nyina nsie na also mutimi determine. So if it is unbearable, then nipa ntimi entria, nipa ntimi nyɛ.
But some have argued they say enye way they say any focus because DSTV said they be about kano enye basic amenity and that's be a necessity I say focus on they are basic here when enye for it.
Oh, I know they are keke
ebinum argument so on that.
Oh, I know they keke me no omo ya adwene say but edi any basic it depends upon their woni pa bia we say ye basic e be there food and bread and butter and a basic man health obi so basic a ohunu no say any DSTV so very subjective what you say obi so hunu say DSTV no kora ohwa ne basic a na ne ho ato na ni agye because keke ade achi bia na ohwe de bo ekọ DSTV hwe ni Go TV ne ne manom price na ekọ na eduru ba bia so wadwuma nya wontimi we but enkwala ne ne manom mo hwe games ne toys also they say come here say Ghana television obebie bia also kwa akọhwe na ahwe aso fo nko a sunsum wi ase fo nko a so anye sunsum wi ase a na akoye scammers a omo ho a omo yementi ase ntu bie channels ne sa no wanu se TV no kra akokotoye it is na NCA National Communication Authority na die mpa no so ya amaye di omo ya ne se mo sa service providers ya mo de maye on betimi ne ma ding enkita ho na matimi atebo no so amebo aba fam amani petimi because anije bia ni ho woto wa de behwe otimu an se ya kwache obi ya de ne ko enti anije be na wiase e baye na obenya enti anije no se nyensa na nye ma na abekwa akopa DSTV so awohwe so awuntimi ntua de wiase anije na abaya no de na wani betimi age eti media wo mu se gay de ne ma no no ogigina mu kan kama na nkode be boa bata ban yi bae wakana no atum a gay ne ma no wo so wonka ho asem biem kora nemum we are what can say DSTV for antiso no de media me so I do so.
All right, so it comes to a question as a lawyer the question e be Addo na be say all right no to do or threaten.
Yeah, is he not part is the boss because when it comes to NCA National Communication Authority now say minister and as CEO no e can ho bi or board so he has the right to do that because already act now but be actually say when it comes to the determination of omo fees ne omo niam omo charge na then they can determine they can omo ne betimi any service providers maternal akase sikase no omo famra and because he is the boss he has the right to do that. I will bet my catcher almost say born a margin unbearable. Ghanaians cannot pay because moment of the bebano natures on the abba. If you know out here or an MTN, yes, and your charges could see now data out or ya nasa. Maybe be as I thought I could who be our credit what offer. And I did telling him say or no CEO no only be a cafa. I had the some George, I do support him vehemently. Say on my DSTV phone from round farm, my own family, no my on family, revoke it or right to revoke on my license. Obey my revoke it by giving them what 30 days what notice. I had them more on tom from because all revoking license and now you be also more 30 days notice and you have to also listen to them, no listen to home views. I said, reason me revoke my license within 30 days. Some mama be not the entire muntimi enter Sadia way as well because one yes, a principle of what or the alteram part-time rule, the principle of what fair hearing. Until I was say uti wamo, and within 30 days, most man fam why am remia, and then no one or mamma no man farm, I'll continue no revoke you amo, or be a cocotte on so city. If it's a cake, was any pound to me, or may it say easily go plot here, yabi. Ani atena ma wanse bia mai ho ye nyande se ye kura ase na se na ye benya DSTV so ahwa ebo ne ntimi ntua ntia no so ye mfa ma easily gonfo ne ministers mfo no nko a aba omo hwe no munye bibi mfa ho ha de minister me tu chairman me bo aba so se na wutie me a
okay na me hwe electronic communications act no law no me share clauses ni be a womb. I think say be okay me ba fuko so issues of national issues on issues of national security or public like clause 25 we say it allows service providers to set prices freely, but the authority can regulate if necessary, especially when fines aren't enough. Okay, and there are some clauses maybe at the say either so china and so china. And say so be crack away no so be there because almost the reaction about into the be kwakusi foko me ba chona be bremu emame na binti
the chambers of petroleum consumers COPEC for also release is omum peneda ma transport owners no enye omo increase omo yini by 20% no.
So COPEC react na me say GPRT so react but GRTCC and almost Friday omo the best
no omo fanya me dem support omo 100%. We ase no say aton ye ni ji o me trans din say na lawyer ka say we ha de ni din a me nim say aton ye ni ji o krum ha o DSTV fo a ngaw o petrol na okoto a ngaw say so far krum akra de na efo
but for ko o say bia ade amom ye be hwe basis o mususu o de etum cedi to dollar I think that the last time crowd buy o kan o call bank na enja ade a wo ya ade bia de gutafo kra no asisu dia so o call banka sa dollar na nya ade a wo nsa beka bi je o kwa abochi won so kwa ebo yi bi guso so mo na o de ye business o ko na ko sesa na boden sada most definitely consumer no na bebre once the year the baba trusi I don't know still you can on tias you so the atusu because dollar no crowd e come from dollar if I say
so keke that be 2 cedis
what do you say yeah on liter no
so 2 cedis 1.9
because liter
1.9
yes already
1 cedi bo 2 cedis
already pesos
1.5 na o ye tua be say 20 something e wo
on say
it's almost basis
over budget
dollar no be any
Over budget in March no. Na 0.95. And what the revision ni buy and what the 1 cedi sabe kan ho. And na 1.95
pesos.
Enti ono no taxes no dey about 2 liter bias. Na 1.95, almost 2 cedis. Enya 1 cedi na 1 D11 na dey 1 cedi ni dey. Edimi keke na bia. But what is actually in the bill no the bar parliament ni dey. 1.95. Now you said minim Dewa Mahama no say to tell near the man or parliament no say 56% now we no so 1.7 million difference no need ordinary na adwen say aton Ghana ama no onti ase say akuafo osu agodu fo osu adrava fo osu FSHS for amoko university for lecturers anga say osu kroma minim omo
says a dollar e be ho still they insist say dollars no so e ho it is an economy the echo
so na ma me usu ada obenyane ame yahwe so what you say and I don't know why you see civil society name voice of conscience wo krom hanom no minim de nti obi aye di sa o ye twa say obi di obufu obetu abaye ansa na asa dai muka so no man no baby ekono adura mra no a ebeto
abechi no na de na
pasa de o na ya de unia wiase ewei rumba kra no oya itu oko
two things involved
na bia me ka me politics aye niema miensa na wom yanku a ye bebo ya mo ebeto atum so yiku ni free wa ye tutum anase ye bo a promotion na unya enya na menu actress Lloyd ye go briefly kakra wo ablokuma say was what they go youth organizer ye bo no na wanya ambition so what you say enti ense da nye ade bia wonwa bia bro so so timesre empenfo okroma monkasa o ni ahwe ya yewra mama Christian Council Catholic Bishop Conference ye sem monkasa na de o ya na no odene hwe de say kokko apiafo we de ode aye wo mo good politics anymore say politics a noble profession ayi na kan Freddy Blay What is a noble profession, but some people doesn't make it noble. Sango for the calling out. And the idea of Mama, what the civil school for us who went to a movie fees and mom went to Omo mu ma ko bo bosia do omudi kan room na o refund bosia ne kakra de ama omo a wo che bo se o ba galamse wo be ya wanye LGBT yero Sam George crazy wo kwam say LGBT ni crazy am say na here function aso kese bibia ankoso o uria anu de o si e bana ya mie ya no ankasa civil society so mie o ma no ankasa no mo ka say politicians nkwa na ye nka ye no mo be ka say bia propaganda na ye o ade na no de o nia se nepa wo bi sore na so denya na de be ba be sore akọ school adwendwuna wo dwene
aso san ko
asan wa sore buru okura no ntimi nkoda na mema da ayi no du ba ko ene du mienu ne donko anadwo donko 1 a.m. and a member of the recorder about 3:30 no I answer or sorry I got Johnson. So say in grass down so a bat house in said anymore. I answer sorry I got Johnson. I know I found no co. Or maybe be a man I na joke. And yes, I'm good to Keke man for man Kabia, but be a Euro Mama de Ghana Cono. And shy the bedroom rebino, just a tear away. Because I know them. Be a boy cosro. Eni mana ya basa eni ade hunhuna he na satawale wosu no ono ana kwa ka se papa na smile mafia eni ono ne o stadium no ga so smile mafia enere eni ade awo nani no so ye wa ho abeka se mfa ho
yes
se time ayaka chama untumi de ana mu nyina mu ye celebrate na mu de manu tum ze Ghana na ye nim wa ha no enye be hu du os ne ye de yi ena na lo ye kirekire mu no enye sa be de ndia ne je se ye de be yi bia be abaya abatros bi we ya ye hwe de wuntimi mfama yes ye na sorry asi o na omumo mpa se me ruti ama abronya akọ ye yoko boss ye ba power abronya na be kwa akọ ye yoko boss ye ba power upo mbu na be kwa akọ ye okay na ono no kwotena ho no mo a ena abehunu se ye tomaku a ye todokora agesito uni anu oden but I think say we need to call on all the CSOs, the Catholic Bishop Conference ne Christian Council ne tab omun kasa bio because maybe right mama de omana total pilot ena eniema ensem fata nko na ekoso omanim eniema ensem fata nko na ya mayani amre ni yankasa mu a unia ye bes ganya ne da kubi na Ghana ni ho ye be ganya ne da kubi no na Ghana ni ho
Foko that say Exodus Moringa and Dandelion capsules Mr. Okona kwajo DCC Exodus Moringa and Dandelion capsules wey hypertension and diabetes edro woni be sa wa wonte Exodus Moringa and Dandelion capsules so wonte ehonsem pain no me pa cho eboa immune system no ye ka say immune system mayare bia enkan rough enti Mr. Okona kope Exodus Moringa de Dandelion capsules to be for immune system support na ebema o yare no so abrase wo pe bia kira kwan ye kan shi drug lane will be ho sanso na tema Little George will be ashama Equus Pharmacy will be ho na Kumase Daniel Balapidank Bistiaba na Kulinak Herbal wo called ba wonsa ebeka di nyina ebi law open say we ye ne bodo tofed I think say we ye
keke the mechanism dear omai koi keke e was a Ghana for more money daho na omuhunu say National Democratic Congress NDC headed by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama futuro bi no betugu Ghana for any and ode agye wo man na mesra kwatia for say bro omokoto abem omo hwesa aban bi tiso obe bibia ma omo ntina ye kwato aba maintain say NDC ebenya na parliamentarians na wanya wo mokra odo ohunu de ode ye enti bi kura enko ensi parliament ho enti akwatia for mu ye mistake na masa akotoma NDC a ebe how kese ama akwatia ne MPP ne o man nyina ti de mesra ne sa akwatia aba mokoto e mo nhye owufoyi animonyam ene bra wa bre a seat no ope bibi papa de ama na montoma MPP ni no ntimi emma ni trimopo enyina ntimi mrem na medenchia so bema afija kwa bre ade hye ne delegates e wo ho nyina na machia omo MPP delegates e wo afija kwa bre ese nyame ma omo nkwa tenten na agya omo ntimi enkoto aba na agya yenyi presidential candidate kama oba be di oman enim no abe ye hyehye pa